Hi guys, I am Muchakwa Ntangeni with Maths XYZ, and today we'll be doing a lesson on financial mathematics where we'll be doing questions which mostly require a number line so that you will be able to find it more easier to answer it. Alright, and also just a quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed to Maths XYZ channel on YouTube, please do so that you'll be able to get notification whenever we upload videos. And also, if you have any question regarding what we're doing, please don't hesitate to drop us a comment, and then we'll make sure that we always get back to you. And on top of that, please also share this video with your friends, your loved ones, and those that you know that they need these lessons. Alright, when we're still there, we'll just go straight into a question so that you will see how to answer question in financial mathematics where there are multiple deposit or where there are withdrawals in a savings account, or even if the interest rate changes along the period of the investment. Alright, here we have a question that says Randy purchases a car for 160,000. So the original amount, which is P, the initial amount that was used to purchase this car, is equals to 160,000, which depreciate. This is also a key word, at 20% per annum. So when you are actually answering question in financial mathematics, it's always wise to just underline the keywords that you know that they will help you to answer the question. Alright, so the first question says determine what the car will be worth after 5 years. If it depreciates on a reducing balance. We know that the method of reducing balance is also called the compound decay method or the compound growth method. Okay, in this case, now that we have been told that the value of the car will be depreciating, the equation that we'll be using is the one for the compound decay method. Alright, when we're still here, the equation for number one, okay, I'll just write this side. For number one, it will be A is equals to P into 1 minus, it won't be a plus because this it's actually depreciating. So it will be I to the exponent of n. So P, which is the initial or the principal amount, is 160,000 in this case. So it's 160,000 in this case, which is 1 minus. The car will be depreciating at 20% per annum. So it will just be 20%. And then to the exponent of this car, they are asking if we should calculate after a period of 5 years. So we'll have an exponent of 5. We don't have to multiply by 12 or by 4 or any other number. Reason being, in the interest rate will be calculated annually, not in a period of monthly or weekly or daily. Alright, so then from here we'll just use a calculator to find how much it will be worth. So it's 160,000, which is 1 minus 20% to the exponent of 5. Alright, so after 5 years, this car will be worth 52,428.8 cents. So this is the 80 cent. I'll just do it as 80 cent there. Alright, after 5 years, this car will be in fact less than even a half of the original amount which was bought with. Alright, I hope you guys understood how to answer that the trick here was to always know which equation to use when. For this case, we have been told that the value of the car will be depreciating. So we should always have in mind that whenever something is depreciating, we use the compound decay method. Alright, then the second question, it says if a new car of the same model cost 280,000 after 5 years, calculate the rate of inflation. So here we have A, which is equals to P into 1 minus I to the exponent of m. This time here we'll have a plus. The reason being the original amount, which is 5 years before, is 160,000. So that will be our principal amount. And this case we also have the final amount, which in 5 years this very same car, if the new model of that car, it will be 280,000 in 5 years time, I mean to say. So here our principal amount, our final amount, I mean to say, it's 280,000, and our principal is 160,000 into 1 minus I. This is what we're looking for, and our period is equals to 5 years. So both sides I will divide by 160,000. I'll divide both sides by 160,000, and that side it will cancel out, and 280,000 divided by 160,000 it will be actually 1,75. I should have just said 25 but divided by 16, which is equals to 1,75 is equals to 1 minus I to the exponent of 5. Here I will introduce the fifth root on both sides of the equal sign, and this side it will remove the 5 in the exponent, and I will be left with 1 minus I, and this side here it will be the fifth root of the fifth root of 1,75 is equals to a very big number, 1,11, going on and on. And I told you guys in the previous lessons that when you are doing a calculation in financial mathematics, do not round off until you get to the final answer, and then in the final answer you round off to 2 decimal places. Then this number I will just store it at letter A. All right. If you're using a casual calculator like mine, to store a number in a calculator, you press shift, you press store, and choose any alphabet in the calculator. Those alphabets, they are written in pink color in this calculator. All right, and then we have that. That means to get my, which is 1,11. It was somewhere 1,11 going up there and there. And then to get my I as the subject of the formula, that means that we'll have to oh, this is actually a plus, guys. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's a plus. To get my I as the subject of the formula, I just have to subtract 1, and after that multiply by 100, because the interest rate is actually in percentage. So the percentage here for the inflation is actually 11.8%. It's a very, very, very high inflation. Alright guys, I hope you understood this one as well. And also there's a third question in this question. We also have question number 3. Alright, okay. Question number 3, it says that Randy starts saving to buy the new model in 5 years' time. Remember the new model in the second question, we were told that it will be costing 280,000. So then she deposits X rand into a saving account that offer an interest rate of 9.2%. Compounded semi-annually. So that means it will be compounded 2 times in a year, semi-annually. And she needs to deposit X rand. Alright. 2 years later, she deposits an additional 4 X rand into the account. The question says we must calculate the value of X. So we know in this question that the equation that we'll be using, it's A is equals to A plus I into the exponent of n. And in this case, we know that our final amount should be 280,000, so that Randy will be able to buy a new car in 5 years. Alright, and then our I in this case is 9.2%, which is in both cases compounded semi-annually. So it will be compounded 2 times in a year. Then here what we have to do is to draw a timeline. I told you guys in this type of question is always wise to draw a timeline so that you will see when the deposit or extra deposit took place. So at T0 and up to T5. So this will happen it will be taking place for 5 years. So at this time, the first time Randy deposit X rand at in T0, and this X rand in fact along this entire period of 5 years, it will be 9.2% semi-annually. Alright. And then 2 years later, she deposited an additional 4 X rand. So that means that we are in T2 here, and also we add 4X here. Alright. And then they said calculate the value of X. So with the value of X, we have A is equals to P into 1 plus I to the exponent of n. Our value of A, which is the final amount, is 280,000. And that will be equals to P, which is what we don't know. It's our X. The first X is equals to P, and that will be 1 plus to the interest rate of 9.2% compounded semi-annually. That means that it will be compounded 2 times in a year. So just divide by 2. And this this X which was deposited, it was in the account for 5 years. So it will be 5 multiplied by 2, which will be 10. Alright. Okay, and after that we add again. We're still on the other side of the equal sign. So we add, because he added 4x into this account, which it was also at 9.2%, which was also compounded semi-annual, so I'll divide by 2. So this 4x, it was added at year 2, so it will only be in the account for 3 years. Since this account will be open for only 5 years, of which T2 she added 4x, that means that this investment will be in the account for 3 years. So I multiply 3 by 2, which will actually give me 6. Alright, and then from here we can now calculate the value of x, which is what we're looking for. The first thing that we must do is to take out a common factor of x from the side of the equal sign. So we have a common factor of x here. Alright, and then now that we have a common factor of x, we'll be left with 1 plus 9.2% divided by 2 to the exponent of 10 plus 4 into 1 plus 9.2% divided by 2 to the exponent of 6. Alright, then we'll be left with that. On this side we still have our 280, which is what Randy is saving for. Then here to have our x as the common factor, I mean as the subject to the formula, it will be 280,000 divided by whatever I will find from doing a calculation from that bracket. So it will be 1 plus 9.2%. 9.2% to the divided by 2 to the exponent of 10, and that will be plus 4 into 1 plus 9.2% again divided by 2. Remember, this has been compounded semi-annually to the exponent of 6. Alright, and the answer is 6.8, going on and on. So I will have this, I will store it at A again. Alright, and then to get my value of x is 280 divided by whatever I have stored at A, which is 6 something. So the value of x here is 41,134.64 cents. Alright, so that means that Randy, the first time she invested 41,134, and after 2 years she invested 164,538.56 cents, so that she will be able to buy the new car in 5 years, which will be costing 280,000. Alright guys, I hope you understood everything in this lesson, and if you didn't, please, as I've already mentioned as we were studying this lesson, that you are allowed to drop a comment or to ask any question regarding this concept, and we will always make sure that we'll get back to you. Alright guys, enjoy. Thanks.